program says this is the Eastern Region semifinal. What this really is, though, is the Virginia State Football Finals. The Hampton Crabbers lost the first game of the season to eventual Peninsula District champion Phoebus, and they never looked back. They're averaging over 33 points per game. Part of the secret to their success is junior quarterback Marcus Hagans, who's thrown for over 1,000 yards and nearly 2 touchdowns per game. The Crabber defense will be a huge factor. Throughout the season, they've allowed less than 4 points per game. The Hornets looked strong last week against Western Branch. They'll need an even better performance tonight to beat the powerful Hampton Crabbers. On offense, look for Tyrone Hall and Vegas Robinson. The defense has been a big factor in the Hornets' undefeated season. Watch out for Keyshawn Billups out of the backfield to deliver some big hits. And one of the major keys to Deep Creek's win over the Bruins last week was the play of Terrence Jones on both sides of the ball. Look for Jones to have another big night if he can escape the pinchers of the Crabbers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the WCTV Game of the Week, and what a huge game it is here at Beard DeLong Easley Stadium at Oscar Smith High School. Richie Bad with you, along with Merlin Vaughn, Mickey Irving, and as we said before, it says that this is the Eastern Region semifinal, but really, for all purposes, it's the state final because Mickey, Hampton #2 in the state, Deep Creek #1 in the state. Really, these are the top 2 teams, according to the press at least, in the whole state of Virginia. We may not see a better game than this for the rest of the playoff season. What does Hampton feel like they have to do against a team they've really never even seen?
Well, the only time they see them is in this game. This will be now the 4th time. Hampton has won this game twice, but don't forget that was with Ronald Curry. This is year 1 AC after Curry. Of course, he's at Carolina now playing quarterback. However, every year Mike Smith and the Crabbers, they are consistently up around the top. This year they lose their first game. You think it's going to be a down season. What do? They run off 9 in a row to be right here again tonight and go against a Deep Creek team that's going to run that wing tee at them. They don't see it a lot over there on the peninsula, but I think Coach Smith is ready for it.
Going to try to stop them. You know, they're good wing. They run it well. And we really haven't played much wing tee this year. We've got a couple wing teams at home, but we prepared for one of them. They ended up not running against us. So really we haven't played wing tee this year. But we got some pretty good little guys on defense. I think they'll get after them pretty good.
Hampton Crabbers are in this big game every year, it seems like. Coach Smith always has them here. Rich, right now they're the New York Yankees of high school football. I mean, they win it every year, it seems like, and they're back here again this year.
Well, it would seem that way. Of course, it was the New York Yankees year, Merlin. It seems like that it's the Hampton Crabbers year, but they're coming up against a Deep Creek team that really, it seems like it may be their year too. Undefeated, close 7-0 win last week against Western Branch. But before we talk about Deep Creek, really there's something we should say that very likely the state champion is going to come out of this game because or at least out of the Eastern region, because the last time we had a state champion outside of this region, 1994, Patrick Henry Ashland beat the Deep Creek Hornets, and for several years before that it was an Eastern region team. What does Deep Creek have to do tonight against this Hampton team that they've never seen before in order to get to what very well could be the state final?
Well, you know they're going to have to stop the pass. Mike Smith is the king of just coming out with things that you haven't seen before. He's more than likely he's going to try to spread the field. He's going to try to throw the ball, and he's going to see if he can beat that 8-man front that Deep Creek is going to show. Deep Creek, on the other hand, they must control the ball. If Hampton doesn't have the ball, they can't score, and Coach Cox knows that.
Well, they're a very good defensive football team. They come off blocks well, and we stress in practice all week to maintain your blocks in practice. We're not going to do anything fancy. We're going to stick to Deep Creek football. Defensively, I got a feeling we might have to stop the pass. I got a feeling they may just come out and try to air it out, and we got 8 men on the line of scrimmage like that. That's an option.
Electricity is in the air. Like Mickey said, Hampton is 2-1. Deep Creek wants revenge, and they figure they can get a measure of revenge tonight in this playoff game.
Well, it's the Hampton Crabbers and the Deep Creek Hornets, the #1 and 2 teams in the state. About 10,000 people are here. The #1 and 2 teams in the state are here. Purple Thunder's here, and Mike Miller, the mayor of Deep Creek, is here. What does that mean? A heck of a football game, and we'll see it after this. the Tiger Stadium is where we are, but the Oscar Smith Tigers nowhere to be seen. Instead, the Hampton Crabbers in here to take on the Deep Creek Hornets. And Mickey, whew, what a game this promises to be. How long has it been since in a region semifinal we see the #1 team in the state taking on the #2 team in the state?
Would be nice to see it in a state final, but don't forget, most of the good football comes out of this eastern region, as you mentioned in the open. A lot of past state champions come out of this region. The road to the state championship every year, Rich, goes through Hampton. You have to meet Hampton somewhere if you're going to make a run at the state title, and Deep Creek's going to have to do it right off the bat. They are going to receive and get the football first, so that's a big plus for Hornet fans. And I tell you what, it is going to be a good football game out here tonight. Don't forget, though, one of the big differences, I said it in the pregame, I'm going to say it again, Rich. They do have a Curry back there, but it's not Ronald Curry this year. It is his brother Armando Curry back there instead of Ron, who, he could throw for 300 or run for 200, but Mike Smith team's always going to put a quality product out on the field, and it's going to be a good football game here tonight.
Well, I can tell you, talking about the #1 and #2 teams in the state, if that has happened in a region semifinal, this is probably the first time in a long time that Hampton was the #2 team.
That's true. That doesn't happen a whole lot. Deep Creek coming in here, as you mentioned, #1 in the state and the top 25 in the nation, according to the USA Today. Not bad for a second-year head coach. David Cox got his team one of the top 25 in the nation, #1 in Tidewater, #1 in the state.
And you're glad to hear that, but just like an area top 10 like the Beach, they don't play any schools outside their district. Nobody has seen any common opponents here. Really, when it comes down to playing each other, those rankings really are pretty meaningless. Well, we're just about to get underway. For the Hornets, deep to receive is D'Angelo Hall. He won't touch this one, though. Ball is going to end up at about the 23, 24-yard line, and that's where the Hornets will take over 1st and 10.
I know Merlin Vaughn's down on the sideline. We'll talk with him in just a minute. You look out there tonight, it is a slick track. The grass is cut low, and it is a little bit slick. And I know Merlin wanted to talk to us about that. Maybe we'll go down on the field to him in just a few minutes. What's up, Merlin?
Hey guys, you're right. It is a slick track tonight. There's some moisture on the ground. If the ball gets on the ground, it's going to pick up that moisture. So we saw in the opening kickoff, the guy dropped the ball, and that's going to be the case tonight.
That's a play-action fake right there from Lamont Mills. He's not able to throw it as he had possibly intended. He runs the ball instead, and that's going to be good for a Hornets first down. Lamont Mills turns a busted play into absolutely nothing.
And you're looking at a guy who last week only rushed for 5 yards against Western Branch. A good sign as Mills gets around, and we have a flag down.
Oh, that's a clipping penalty against the Hornets, Mickey, and that hurts. You go from a busted play, a 10-yard gain or more for first down. Oh, clipping penalty. Of course, haven't seen many clipping penalties this season. One of the things different here is the fact that we have Peninsula officials.
And they will call the clipping penalty. Though a lot of fans remember last time these two teams met, same thing happened a lot. And, well, they're going to back them up. That's all you can say. Deep Creek fans unhappy about it already, but it is a good sign that Mills gets around and gets the big gain. They got their work cut out for them right now. If they do throw the ball, they'll try to go to number 80, Eric Brown. Don't forget, in that backfield, Jones, Robinson, and Hall will do the majority of the work behind the quarterback, Lamont Mills.
That'll make it 1st down and 15 now for the Hornets. After that mark off, and Lamont Mills said, well, I guess I'll just have to do it again. Tyrone Hall in the backfield, along with Terrence Jones, had a career last week against Western Branch, and this time Tyrone Hall will get the call, and he will get across the 20-yard line. Oh, actually, he should have been across there anyway, but that's not going to be much of a gain. I don't even think that's going to be a loss. No, actually, he's going to pick up a few on that play. I take that back. It'll be 2nd down and about 13.
A gain to the 21-yard line. I'm making 2nd.
Rich, you're right. He did have a career game last week against Western Branch Bruins with over 100 yards rushing, and he'll run the ball between the tackles most of the night, doing the dirty work on the inside, and then they'll get it to 6 and 7 back there, Robinson and Jones, to break one loose.
Vegas Robinson in the game right now, and he'll get the call off the right side, and he will get through that Hampton defensive line, back past that original line of scrimmage, gains 5 yards inside of that for a total of about 8 yards. But it's going to be 3rd down and about 5 still, at least, for the Deep Creek Hornets.
It is because of that big offensive line. Ricardo Phillips, Brian Atkins, Tyrone Hall in there. D'Angelo Hall will be back there as a wingback. Terrell Wicks and a couple of the other guys, Rich. Derek Wooten also back in there. And Casey Smith.
Well, that was a better game than I had thought. It's 3rd down and about 3 now, long 3 for Deep Creek. Lamont Mills checking the line, checking his formation. No penalty called last play, and this time Terrence Jones gets the ball, but he is hammered right at the line of scrimmage.
I don't know if he was hammered, Rich. He did get hit hard, but it was a sign, too. When he went to plant the foot slipped out, and he was a little bit short. The one penalty kills them there. They fight back, but it come up a little bit short. Going to have to kick it away.
Well, Deep Creek not happy about that. Of course, it looked like they were going to bust the world up, but hey, got a clipping penalty called against them, so they had to take it back, and that's probably the key of that series, as now they're backed up, of course, and now 4th down and 2 or 3. They're going to have to kick it away. Oh, that kick is blocked by a Hampton Crabber. It's blocked by number 75 for the Crabbers. That's Jarrett Green, and then picked up by number 22 for Hampton. And number 22 is Alexander Mann, and the Hampton Crabbers are going to end up with a 1st and goal situation at the 9-yard line.
Rich, it looked like they sent one guy. He came off this near side, went through. Snap was a little low, so when his snap was low, Chris Clifton had to take an extra step to get it off, and that would just equal disaster. And you can't make a lot of mistakes against a good Hampton team. They could be in trouble right here, could go down 6.
One of the key running backs back there, Almondo Curry, and he'll actually get the ball, but the Deep Creek defense is all over him. Going to be a loss on that play, bringing up 2nd down and more than 10.
Tell you, Rich, you'd think that, these guys can read the newspapers. They know they're going against a perennial power, but this Deep Creek team not intimidated. They're going right at them right now.
I'm impressed.
And that's that defense, man. They stick. These guys hit.
That defensive penetration right there. And they're going to be 2nd down and about 2nd goal from about the 10. In fact, the ball at about the 10.5 maybe. Higgins is a quarterback. He's a little guy out there, and he's going to try to pass, but penetrating right there, untouched, is Deep Creek's number 8, Derek Brown, 5'10", 180. He's a senior. He gets through, and he's all over Hagen's feet, goes for the safe tackle right there, going low, and is actually able to drop them for another loss. It'll be 3rd down and goal now from the 14. I'm impressed with this Deep Creek defense.
Unbelievable. They are fired up. 3rd down.
Oh, check that. It's going to be 3rd down.
Rich, they have gotten through that offensive line easily the first 2 plays.
Hagen's now, Curry going in motion. Hagen's back. He wants to pass this time. Under some pressure, he's going to end up having to run the ball. He's feeling some Deep Creek pressure. He gets it off, and he's into the end zone for a Hampton touchdown. Number 81 with the carry, Jermaine Southern, but there's a flag on the play.
And Rich, he passed the line of scrimmage. When he stepped up, he ran for about 3 yards. Big thing on this now, it's going to be loss of down as well.
That's right. So now it'll be 4th down and goal from maybe the 15 or 20-yard line.
We see Coach Jim Garrett, former Deep Creek head coach, running the defense for Coach David Cox. He knew when they shifted, he was waving his arms, knew it was going to be a pass play, went past the line of scrimmage. Rich, he was a good 2-3 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Well, and I credit the Deep Creek defense with the pressure there and covering all of the receivers well enough that Hampton is forced to run, and then Higgins pulls up and tries to pass. But, of course, he's already passed the line of scrimmage at that point. So that'll back him up 4th down now and goal from almost the 20-yard line.
Boy, if they get just 3 points out of this, Deep Creek has to look at that as a good sign.
No,
they're going to try to kick it right here. It's going to be a long field goal.
They're going to be kicking that from about to 25. So let's add, 10 yards to that. So we're looking at a 35-yard field goal attempt for the Hampton Crabbers.
Alan Johnson is the kicker.
Snap back, the ball down. That is a high. It's long enough. And let's see if it has position to look like it from here. But the officials say, hey, that's no good. I guess it makes no difference what it looks like from here. I have no idea. I guess we have a terrible angle.
That is an unbelievable defensive stand against the Hampton Crabber football team right there. Hats off to the defense, and these people know it. That was a huge, huge stand.
And now Deep Creek with not terrible field position. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
This is a Hampton defense now. Doesn't give up a lot of points. 5 of the last 9 games have been shutouts from this Hampton defense.
And they scored like 62 points last week against Gloucester, I believe.
I think they played Mitchville last week, 62 to nothing. Changing the play.
That's a pitch back to Vegas Robinson. He hits the line of scrimmage, and he's hit there with the tackle, number 81. That's Jermaine Southern, plays both sides of the ball. I think Merlin Vaughn has something for us.
Tell you what, Rich, we'll go down to Merlin in just a minute. We got a flag down. Hampton says they have the football. They're sending the offensive unit on, and let's see what's happening.
Well, Vegas Robinson didn't seem to be happy about whatever the official had to say to him. Oh. Let's see what the call is. That's a clipping penalty against the Hornets again. That's going to be declined, and apparently a fumble. The Crabbers will take over, and now again, they have 1st down deep in Deep Creek territory. A net of about 3 yards on that for the Deep Creek defense. 1st and 10 now.
I didn't see the ball go down. Again, it is cool out there tonight, and the ball will be a little bit slick.
23-yard line is where the Crabbers start this drive. Curry in motion again, and this looks like the pass play. It is. Oh, he's tripped up. Hagen's back to pass, but he's tripped up in the backfield by Deep Creek's number 24. That's Myron Hodge.
Rich, this defense, I tell you, they have got their back against the wall, and they are stepping up big. I don't think they've had a game for positive yardage so far tonight.
I don't think so either. 7:39 to play here in the 1st quarter.
Deep Creek's going to take a timeout. Coach Jim Garrett's going to run in that huddle now. Maybe he saw something on that last pass play that he wants to go in and talk to the guys about.
Could be. But both times now, it's the same pass play, I think, when you see Curry come out of the backfield and go in motion.
It is a Deep Creek timeout. Coach Garrett is in the huddle. As we mentioned, he's running the defense. I tell you, excitement already here tonight. Deep Creek stumbled a little bit. I tell you what, though, let's see what's up on the field with Merlin Vaughn.
Guys, usually in championship games, you're going to have your special teams play a big part. And we've seen so far that the Hampton special teams are really fired up. They blocked the punt on the first punt, but missed the field goal. But watch out for Alan Johnson, the field goal kicker. He can kick under pressure. He's the one, remember, that kicked the field goal in the closing minutes of the Phoebus game. So he has a history of making big field goals. Back upstairs.
Thanks, Merle. We'll be going back down to Merle on that Deep Creek sideline tonight. I'm sure he'll wander over to the Hampton side as well. Rich, 2nd down and long now. This purple defense, you know, that's their strong suit, but they've been on the field already a long time, huh?
And now we have an official's timeout. Looks like we have an equipment problem back there in that backfield on Deep Creek's number 10, Chris Harper.
He's probably going to have to come out for a play.
Yeah, he is. Let's see who will go in for him. Going in for him is Lamont Mills. No, he's a quarterback. Oh, okay, yeah, going in is Lamont Mills. Apparently, Chris Harper was going to play the backfield on that play, but now Lamont Mills in, and he's pretty quick. So that's not really a harm to Deep Creek out there.
No, he's played some defensive back for him before, Rich.
Now Curry in motion again. Let's see if this is a pass play. Again, out of the shotgun.
Boom!
Higgins is sacked. In that backfield, all over him is Deep Creek's number 24, Myron Hodge. And man, oh man, I don't know if that's what Jim Garrett saw and tried to put in or not, but boy, something was effective.
Richie, nobody touched him. He came from the linebacker position, never broke stride, went right through the line and stepped up. That is how it's done right there. And they continue to move Hampton down the field.
Third down now, and it's got to be close to 20 for this Hampton Crabber team. Coming out of the shotgun again, the snap back this time to Curry, or actually Curry will end up with the ball, but Keyshawn Billups, Dirty Keish, is there all over him at about the 20-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down for Hampton. What do? You try a field goal again?
This would be another bomb of a field goal, but I got a feeling Mike Smith, no, he's going to go for it here now. He's not going to send the kicking unit in. 4th down from the 22-yard line.
That would be an even further kick right now, but you're looking at 4th down and 9 for a defense that has had very little effectiveness.
This game already has a feel of the 1994 game, except with all the scoring, where Deep Creek won 48-42. Fans on their feet already.
Hagen's in under the center, and he's going to call a timeout. What are they doing? Even if you draw them off sides, that's only a 5-yard penalty.
You got to wonder there, if you're trying to draw them offside, get back in field goal range.
Oh, that may be.
And maybe kick it. Why not waste a timeout, which is what David Cox really did last week when they went for it on 4th down against Western Branch. He sent them out and tried to draw them offside. And the Deep Creek defense has been on the field for the majority of this first quarter, but they're doing an outstanding job right now. If they can play defense like this all night long, it's going to be unbelievable. You know, Coach Smith said we are not the biggest guys, talking to him before the game tonight. Deep Creek has good size, and they hit. Now, Hampton's not going to run from you. They'll hit you, but they don't have the size that they traditionally have. And look at these names, the same names that we hear every year. How about C.D. Hilton? Remember them. Phoebus, Huguenot, Verona, Atlee. Same teams the majority of the time are in that top 10.
In the backfield now for Hampton, number 33, Mac Jones. The pitch out is going to go to number 15 for Hampton, and he evades one tackler. He's headed into the end zone. Touchdown, Hampton's number 15, Hakeem Zarif. Unbelievable right there. He was, for lack of a better term, in the grasp. And the suggestion is that was a pass.
You can't keep giving them the opportunity. They're too good of a ball glove.
You're right.
And he broke a tackle. They had him in the grasp, short of the 1st down, and I think somebody thought they were going to get some extra help, and he just never stopped. Did Zarif, and that's a good job by him to keep his feet moving and get into the end zone.
Kick is up, and that's good. The extra point attempt is good. So that makes it 7-0 now in favor of the Crabbers. But with Deep Creek's defense performing like it is, they can't feel too badly. They're probably just glad to get their backs from up against the wall.
They are going to get the football back here. They trail by 7, and they looked like they had them stopped again on had a 4th and long. Able to get the touchdown was Zarif. And, you know, again, a good job from him after he was hit well short of the 1st down.
Looks like going back for the Hornets this time will be Mark Mills, number 4. Also going back, Terrence Jones, a real threat, as well as number 2, D'Angelo Hall. He's usually back there in that backfield.
Tell you which, a big play here would go a long way to get things set up. And there's that scoring drive, 4 plays, 23 yards, 138. The 22-yard Hagens to Zarif touchdown pass gives the Crabbers the 7-point lead.
Now, if Deep Creek either gets a big run back here or a big play in the first couple downs of their possession, they can snatch the momentum back from Hampton, but they cannot afford for Hampton to have a couple big defensive plays. Otherwise, the momentum is completely then in the hands of the Hampton Crabbers. How many people you think here tonight?
Good crowd, almost full on the other side, full on the near side.
32 people here, Bob Macchia says. I think it could be a little off.
They went for an onside kick there, Rich. It went out of bounds.
Sure did.
They tried to just drop it over the line of scrimmage, right over the linemen's heads. And I tell you, it's a good crowd in here. This place, I think, seats right around 9 or 10. So you're looking at least 8,000 people here tonight. David Cox want to know if the ball went 10 yards, if it's a penalty or not. Everything's taken care of. It will be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Illegal procedure against Hampton. It will be 1st and 10. 5-yard penalty. That's what Coach Cox was talking with the officials about.
Now Deep Creek, Mickey, with 1st and 10. Deep Creek fans making the noise. Deep Creek coming out of this wing tee, and Tyrone Hall will get the ball He'll get up to the line of scrimmage, and maybe his forward progress will give him a yard or two. But the Crabbers all over him right there.
Not much success on that play on that right side. A lot of white shirts over there. Right around the football for the Crabbers on that play was Orlando Robinson, big number 64. You see Stephen Williams in there, 6'2", 244, just a freshman. Number 70. That's going to be a big senior by the time he gets in that weight room for Coach Smith over at Hampton.
So now a gain of, he did it with a gain of about 1 on the play. So now 2nd down 9 for the Hornets. Lamont Mills, a quarterback, fakes the handoff to Terrence Jones. It's a play-action pass. He's under pressure, but he's able to sneak out and gain good positive yardage. It'll bring up 3rd down and short now, as Lamont Mills is able to get out to just about the 45-yard line. The spot's going to be at about the 44. Is that a penalty marker now?
We do have a penalty on Hampton. Face mask penalty. This may be on the tackle of Lamont Mills, and Lamont's doing a good job looking downfield. They're looking to go to Eric Brown. Eric is well covered back there by Curry. He's doing the right thing, and he's also running it at the right time. He's not holding it too long. He's making his decision, and he's getting through there quickly. And he could have a big night. And again, this is a guy against Western Branch last week that only rushed for 5 yards.
You know, Mills had a good sense of what was going on around him there. That's a big pickup for them on that penalty. Back to my point in a minute. They have 1st and 10 at about the 46-yard line. Oh, checked about the 41-yard line. Pass to Terrence Jones. That's an interesting play right there. That'll be good for a 1st down. That was
like
nice.
That.
They play it like a fake. They hand it to him. He runs straight down the side, right along behind the line of scrimmage, and stands still for a minute like he doesn't really have the ball, and then he turns it upfield, completely confusing the Hampton defense, which is probably confused as it is because they don't see the wing T much over on the peninsula.
I tell you, Rich, that was a nice play. That's the first time we've seen that one out of the Deep Creek bag, and that is a nice-looking play.
It is. I like that. Terrence Jones, quite an athlete. He showed us that last time. He'll go in motion this time, and the handoff goes to Vegas Robinson up the middle, and he picks up big positive yardage, Mickey, and he carries a bunch of Crabbers with him for a 1st down and more out to about the 5-yard line where Deep Creek will have 1st and goal.
Check that, Rich. Is that Deion Dyer?
Yeah.
Maybe we've seen that before. Big Vegas Robinson, former offensive lineman, 6'1", 190. Right there. And again, one of the keys to this, Rich, is Mills and Jones carrying those fakes out. I don't think Hampton knew where the football was until Robinson threw 2 or 3 yards down the field.
Checking into the game now for the Hornets. You know him and you love him, Paul Sinclair.
Are they going to go with the big set?
6'2", it very well could be. Yeah, looks that way. They're going that big set with Paul Sinclair over on the far side. Vegas Robinson sort of in the sole back
touchdown.
Position. But he will go into the end zone for a touchdown. Vegas Robinson, number 7, behind that heavy set. And I don't know a team that could easily handle that heavy set like Deep Creek sets up. Like I said, Paul Sinclair out there on that far side, otherwise known as P. Diddy on this Deep Creek team.
Mills, somebody should be shaking his hand too, because he made a great read, did number 1 on that pass play that they ended up getting the face mask on. That was a huge play.
Kick is away. We'll see if the extra point is good, and it is. That'll tie this game up at 7-7 with 4:20 to play in the 1st quarter.
Coach David Cox gets the points on the board. Some nice-looking plays on that drive from Deep Creek. The one on the fake, no, I guess we call it a fake run, where Terrence Jones acts like he doesn't have the ball.
You know what I call that? I call that a fake fake.
A fake fake. Well, it worked. 4 plays, 65 yards, 2 minutes and 5 seconds, capped off by the 5-yard Vegas Robinson touchdown run. And hey, let's start all over. It's back tied up, 7-7.
Couple signs over I can see for the Deep Creek fans. Deep Creek get fired up, and another one, Crab Fest 1998.
Well, they've also done it in 94. That was the big 48-42 game where D. Harrell made the catch in the end zone. Then, of course, they did it again in 95, 24-19. Ronald Curry, 227 yards passing and 120 throwing. That's the night Dion ran for 300 yards.
Let's go down on the field now. Merlin Vaughn has something for us. Merle?
Guys, the most impressive thing is what happened before that drive. After Hampton scored a touchdown, Coach Jim Garrett Coach Dave Cox got together, very calm, and said, hey guys, we just got to do a better job. Call a few players aside, didn't yell, didn't scream, just say, hey, what are your assignments? That gave the team a big boost. They're able to punch it in, and this team's fired up on the sideline.
Armando Curry back there, but he won't get a chance for the Crabbers to touch the ball. The ball will roll out of bounds untouched right about the 30-yard line of Hampton. And, of course, penalty marker goes down. The ball will be moved up. And the Crabbers will start 1st and 10. This will be the worst field position they've had, and it's still not too bad.
No.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Of course, Rich, these teams did meet again in '96 when Curry had a field day when Hampton won 58-27. But they have done they have played each other very tightly. Deep Creek averages more points against Hampton than probably any other team.
Get a graphic up in a minute. I had a revelation about that. You can talk about those scores a little bit more. But now Hampton on the offense, all tied up at 7. Hagens turns around, fakes a handoff. It's a play-action pass. He's under heavy pressure. He's able to escape some of that, finally dragged in. I think that's Paul Sinclair. It is. Number 50 brings him down in the backfield. A sack of Marcus Hagens, and he's going to be a loss. He's going to have a loss on that play, Mickey, of about 5 or 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Let's call it 2nd down and 15.
Here we go, Rich.
You were talking about the play in 1994. Hampton loses to Deep Creek 48-42. They have 2 other victories, especially 1996, the most recent, 58 points Hampton scored against this Deep Creek team.
And don't forget, these guys are 3-time consecutive. The last 3 years they have won the state title, have the Hampton Crabbers.
2nd down and 15 for the Crabbers. And Hagens has the ball in a little bit of a fake field. Some pressure is able to get away from it, turns it upfield. Terrence Jones tries to get him, but he's finally brought down by Crazy Sam Graves, number 66, and a few other Hornets back there. But that's going to be good for a 1st down. That's effective. He snaps the ball. Take us through the replay.
Watch this, Rich. Watch this nice move he puts on Hodge. Hodge is staying home just like he's supposed to do. Right here's the move. Hodge bit for it, and that equals about another 10 yards. And this guy's dangerous in the open field. You can see right here, he's just giving it up right here. But when he made that one move, Rich, he was off for another 10, 15 yards.
Check this out. Hagens has 5 rushes, 0 yards.
Oh, he's back to positive even yardage.
Back to even. 1st and 10 now for the Crabbers. Out of the long I formation, Curry will get the pitch, but he is met by a number of Hornets. I see Keyshawn Phillips in there. Also I see in there number 51. I believe he'll be credited with the tackle. That's John Phipps. 5'10", 200 pounds. He's a sophomore.
Watch John Phipps right here. He's going to go helmet to helmet. Comes in your picture right about here when he cuts it back. Watch Phipps right there. That's how you tackle. You put helmet on helmet. You get a little help there, and you push him back. Good job by John Phipps.
He'll get a gain of about a ½ yard, so we'll call it 2nd down 9 now for Hampton.
The purple sideline.
2:20 to play here in the 1st quarter. And the handoff, the fake handoff rather, comes, and then the option play is run in which the pitch goes to Armando Curry rather. That's an interesting play right there, Mickey. It was a fake and a rather well-run fake. Take us through the replay.
Watch, I think they're going to run the option right here, and Hagen knows he has to get rid of it right there and wide open. Somebody's got to stay there to make him go back into the inside, or not. If you don't, he's going to run right in your living room like he just did.
That's going to be a nice gain right there for Hampton. 3rd down and 2 now.
Big play here for the Deep Creek defense.
About the 42-yard line. Deep Creek defense needs to bear down here. Out of the I formation now, Armando Curry is the tailback. He'll get the immediate pitch. He runs past Keyshawn Phillips, and he's headed. I tell you who's able to slow him up right there is Deep Creek's number 50. That's Paul Sinclair. Slows him up just for a second, and then a bunch of other Hornets jump on him. That's a big Hampton gain right there. Momentum starting to roll up in their favor.
When we get to see Hampton play, you always notice how hard they are to tackle. These guys are so elusive. They make those moves where they plant and cut back better than anybody around. Year in and year out, these guys are tough to bring down.
1st and 10 now at call it about the 15-yard line. Curry, that's actually not Curry with the ball. That instead is Keith Mann.
He lined up at fullback there. Right up the middle, Rich. Here we go. He's got a blocker in front of him. Actually, he did line up his tailback. Nice move there. Look at the arms on that guy. He goes head-to-head right there, and he does get first and goal, however, at about the 6 or 7 yard line.
We'll call it first and goal here from about the 6 yard line.
He's a big, strong guy, Keith Mann.
Yeah, he really is. And the handoff goes to the tailback, who is Curry this time, and he is stopped by Keyshawn Billups, number 3, but he does get across the 5 yard line. Second down and goal now from, actually the spot is right on that 5 yard line, so we'll call it second and goal from the 5.
There's the Virginia Tech alum, graduated from Tech in '86, David Cox.
Oh, this is interesting. Some different, almost looks like wholesale substitutions now.
Going with some big guys. Rich, looks like they're putting some big bodies in there like Deep Creek did.
Putting some meat out there. As we said, first and goal from just about the 6 yard line. Not first, but check that second and goal. And the handoff, whoa, again is going to go to number 1. That's Keith Mann. And the first guy to hit him was Sam Graves, number 66. And that's kind of what the Hornets need here. It's third down, a loss of, let's call it a yard on the play. Third and goal from the 7.
Looked like the guy in front of him, Rich, had his head down on the replay, and Graves just blew by him while he still had his head down. See some of that crowd in here at Hampton, for Hampton. A great crowd now. Both stands are full, people standing along the track.
Well, that's going to be the end of the first quarter with the score tied at 7. What do you think about that first quarter?
Man, Rich, I mean, you know, every time these two teams play, you think it can't get any better. They're calling the 48-42 game maybe the best game ever played around here. This one's starting off pretty much the same way tonight. What are you going to do? Mike Smith and the Hampton Crabbers make the trip across the river tonight, and it is going to be another shootout, it would appear. You're looking at two of the best defenses in all of Tidewater this season. We're talking about Hampton, 5 of the last 9 games shut out their opponents, and Deep Creek's defense ranked 3rd in all of Tidewater.
Let's go down on the field. Merlin Vaughn has something for us, Merle.
Guys, what the Crabbers are doing is capitalizing on the over-aggressiveness of the Deep Creek Hornet defense. Deep Creek has to stay in their positions, and when they over-pursue, all the Kerry does is cut against that pursuit. Also, on the option play, Derek Brown is running down Higgins from the backside. Now, if Mike Smith sees that, what he's going to do is he's going to bring the end around, and because that pursuit is coming so strong, he'll be able to break the end around. So watch out for that play to capitalize on that pursuit.
Barry? Right on, Merle. Thank you very much. How about some second quarter play-by-play, Mickey Irvin?
Thank you, sir. And as usual, you're going to give me the ball right around the goal line.
Hey,
it
never fails.
Like
I did get 2. I think that's more touchdowns than I've ever had in the first quarter.
Hampton Crabbers will have a 3rd and goal from, we'll call it the 6 yard line. The quarterback is Marcus Higgins. The tailback way back there is Armando Curry. Higgins pressured, he's down. Coming through there, Brian Atkins quickly. Rich, talk about line of scrimmage and who dominates the line of scrimmage. Right now, the Deep Creek defense is dominating the line of scrimmage, except for the occasional big play. Here's those first quarter Mackey stats.
7-7. This is interesting. 66 yards rushing for Deep Creek. That's fairly even. Notice, though, Hampton had 13 rushes for 49 yards. 22 yards passing, though. 23 yards in penalties. Time of possession very much in favor of the Crabbers.
And they're going to try to kick the field goal here now. We know he has plenty of leg as Alan Johnson, the 6'1 junior. Look to see if it's a good snap. It is, and the kick is away. It's another high kick, and it goes through. It will be a 10-7 Hampton lead. If you're David Cox, you might not be too upset that you only give up a 3 spot there after the big play to bring them down the field.
Have to be happy about that.
Better than 7.
Yes.
Deep Creek's going to get the football back. A lot of people indeed thought this was going to be a low-scoring game, but you never know when these two teams hit the field. Rich, what's your opinion on the first half? More offense than I anticipated by far.
Oh, really? You mean on...
I mean, I thought these two defenses were going to come out here tonight and just keep the ball between maybe even the 30s and go back and forth some.
But I guess when you have great athletes on both sides.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I guess one thing that led to that was the turnover forced by Deep Creek. You don't expect that.
They did have a +11 give-take ratio.
Scoring summary for Hampton, 9 plays, 65 yards, took 5 minutes, and was capped off by that 17-yard Johnson field goal.
They went for the onside kick last time, did the Hampton Crabbers. Johnson ready to kick it away. D'Angelo Hall will be standing right around the 10-yard line for the Hornets. Let's see if they kick it deep. Hampton with a 10-7 lead early going second quarter on your WCTV Game of the Week. This time they do kick it deep. Fielded. Well, we have another whistle. I think Hampton may have started too early. I don't think well, no, we got another offside. They're going to back Hampton up 5 more. I thought maybe they didn't start until the official has to give you the signal before you can go.
Right.
And I think we're going to back it up 5, and indeed we will. So Hornets should get good field position out of this. That last one was fielded by one of the up men, and that was Mark Mills. On the far side of the field is Terrence Jones. So look for either Hall, Jones, or Mills to get his hand on the football here, as Hall has now moved up to about the 5-yard line. Johnson to kick it away now. Hornet fans on their feet want a big return. And this is a good kick. Hall has it slip through his fingers, not going to roll to the end zone. He's got to pick it up at the 3. D'Angelo Hall at the 10, tries to break a tackle, may come up to about the 13-yard line. I think a little confusion between Hall and Mills as who was going to get the ball. They took a strange hop and got past both of them. Luckily, they pick it up, and they'll start 1st and 10 at the 14.
11 minutes to play now in this second quarter. Deep Creek, probably the worst field position they've had at the beginning of a drive thus far in the game.
Deep Creek, recently the winners of their 7th district championship. Really started the runs back in 85 and 88, 94, 95, 96. Now another one in 1998 for the Southeastern District Deep Creek Hornets as they start now 1st and 10 from the 14. Mills on the inside, handoff to Vegas Robinson, and Vegas may earn a couple of yards there, Rich.
You know, it seems that I remember Deep Creek playing Hampton once back in the 80s. Maybe it was the 87 year that they won the district championship.
Ma'am, I know they lost to Warwick in 1990. That was a game we covered here on WCTV, 25-21 over at Colin L. Hall Stadium. And I think they did make a playoff run back then, Rich.
Yeah,
when they did
it may have even been before that.
No, they've only played 3 times. This is the 4th time.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. They used to play in the regular season back in the late 70s. Coming off the right side, this is the big fella, Tyrone Hall. And he's going to be close to a 1st down, Rich. I tell you, this Hall guy, he's a load at 6'3", 225. Curry may be shaken up. Officials timeout because this is going to be very close to a 1st down. We see Lamont Mills in there putting the eye on it. And there is Curry, 5'10", 175-pound senior. Plays on both sides of the football for the Crabbers.
Vegas Robinson making 41 yards on the night so far running the ball. I'm telling you, I remember going back in the 80s, maybe mid-80s, to cover Deep Creek playing somebody on the peninsula. I could have sworn that it was Hampton, but must have been somebody else. And it was a post-game, it was a postseason game.
Will be just a little short, not quite a yard short with 10:07 remaining second quarter.
Take me back to the Deep Creek coaches now.
I can do that. I can tell you
Mountjoy. Mountjoy was the coach.
I don't think they made a playoff appearance. I don't think they made a playoff appearance until Jim Garrett was the head coach, but I can tell you that in just a second.
You're the daddy.
Bill Mountjoy was the coach back from 82 to 85. They did have an Eastern Region playoff appearance in 85, but I don't think they played against Hampton. Doesn't say, but here we go. Big 3rd down and less than 1. They're going to line up in that heavy set now and try to power it right up the middle, get the 1st down. Vegas Robinson, I think he's going to get the 1st down. His forward progress will take him way up to about the 25-yard line, and that is indeed where it'll be spotted. And the Deep Creek fans start to show their approval as they'll extend this drive It is first down. That Hampton Crabber defense tonight wearing the white, red, and black of the Crabbers. Mentioned they are indeed the New York Yankees of Virginia high school football. They win every year, it seems like. Had a 40-game winning streak stopped this season when they lost their opener. We go. This is Vegas Robinson off that left side, and that will be a loss. We see a lot of white shirts around the football. Mac Jones right over there. Jarrett Green, one of the big run stoppers of this Hampton defense, also around the football. That guy's 6'4", 230. Coach David Cox on the sideline now facing that second down and long. Will yell the play in to his quarterback, Lamont Mills. Rich quickly studying that Deep Creek coaching staff.
I've got to find out who they played that year. It may not have been Hampton, but it was some peninsula school. I could have sworn it was Hampton, but I guess.
Second down and 10 now from the 25. 8:56 to go. The team in purple behind by 3. This is Jones coming in the near side. Gets a good block, and he'll have a first down. A great block from Tyrone Hall. Lets Terrence Jones come around, and that's why he had such a big week last week against Western Branch. 105 yards rushing for Mr. Jones.
He can thank a nice block on that play from Tyrone Hall for springing him for that last bunch of yards that he picked up. You'll see it right here. Jones comes to the near side. Tyrone Hall out in front of him. Bang, right there.
Wow.
And opens up a nice hole for him right there. The block he laid was on number 11, Alfonso Gunther of Hampton. That's teamwork right there.
First and 10 now from the 35-yard line. 8:31 to go, first half. Hornets trail by 3. Motion from Jones, inside handoff. Claiborne breaks one tackle. I think I said Claiborne. No, that's not Lawrence Claiborne. That is Vegas Robinson. Of course, everybody will remember Mr. Claiborne did carry the football a few years ago for Deep Creek. Here you go, Rich.
You'll see him again and again right there. Tyrone Hall not really involved in the play, but he gets a nice block. Vegas Robinson, one of the things that helped him there so much, Mickey, was how quick he hit the line and how quickly he got through the hole.
Second down and 2 for Deep Creek, and you are right in that purple huddle.
50 yards now for Vegas Robinson.
Ball on the 44-yard line. 7:45 remaining first half. Robinson sets up on the wing there. Going to fake it. Going to throw the ball. Got a flag in. Could be a holding penalty here as Mills will be lucky to get back to the original line of scrimmage. And I got a feeling this is going to back the Hornets up 5. It is going to be a holding penalty. Illegal block against the Deep Creek Hornets.
What is that? What is that thing in the middle?
Illegal block. And I think the interpretation of the blocks on this side of the water and the other side of the water are different. Okay, 2 penalties on the play, so Crabbers will take the one that backs them up the most, and that's going to be a big 15-yarder.
Now second down, Mickey, about 15.
Second and 15.
30.
Now a definite throwing situation for Lamont Mills. 1 of 3 last week against the Bruins. They kept the ball on the ground the majority of the time. He's thrown for over 100 yards just a few weeks ago against Great Bridge. He did have 104 yards in the air. 7:21 remaining. Big second down 15 play here now. Mills, straight drop. Pump fake. Pretty good protection. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Is he going to run it? Makes a nice move to the outside, but that's good defense from the Crabbers to hold him up and get some help. And on the stop, number 33, the sophomore linebacker, Mac Jones. And Rich, that's the difference where Hampton has those guys who make that move and break that tackle right there. Good defensive work from Mac Jones.
Looking over a season, of course, as the paper pointed out today, you can't really compare. It's difficult to compare from one district to the other. Hampton scoring 33 points a game, only giving up 3.7 points per game. That's amazing. Deep Creek 26.2. They're giving up 6.7. That's not too bad. But Hampton giving up less than 4 points per game.
That's amazing.
It is.
Well, 6.7 is amazing.
It is.
3 is unbelievable.
Incredible.
Third down, we'll call it 14 from the 30. Mills, pressure from the blind side. I don't think he sees it. Going to throw it. Lucky not to fumble that football. He did put it down. Okay, he's whistled down. His knee did hit the ground. Good defensive pressure coming from that far side from Jermaine Southern.
Well, I'll tell you what. Brian Atkins, number 75, didn't see that pressure either. He could have helped out a lot, but he didn't hear the footsteps back there, and as a result, he's taken, Lamont Mills is taken from the back.
Tell you what else you see too, these like Southern, he's 6'4", 196. Hampton always has a big guy like that with good wheels, and Southern is one of those guys. Ready to kick it away. Curry is deep, and he'll field it at the 32. Trying to get it to the outside, still on his feet. He is so hard to bring down. All of these guys steps outside, inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. Crabbers will take over 1st and 10. 5:28 remaining first half. Coach Garrett and the Cleveland Browns toboggan there.
Yeah.
You know, the Cleveland Browns will be back in the NFL next year, I believe.
And I know those Cleveland fans are happy about that. I never was a big Browns fan, but I used to love to watch their games because of the dog pound down there. The guys would run a touchdown and then run up there to that fence and jump up on the fans.
Dog biscuits going all over everywhere.
Like, man, that is awesome, though. When a guy runs a touchdown and can run over to his fans like that, that is sweet.
1st and 10 from the 39. This one goes to Curry right up the middle. Across midfield and makes a nice tackle is Chris Harper, because Curry's off to the races if he gets by Harper. However, it's going to be a gain of over 20. It will be first down now at the Deep Creek 40.
That's a beautiful open field tackle right here. He gets past the line of scrimmage fairly well, but Chris Harper back there, and the Hornets can be thankful for him. Thanksgiving, you know, coming up in a couple weeks. Hornets should say, I'm thankful for Chris Harper. Makes a beautiful open field tackle right there. That's textbook.
1st and 10 now from the 40. This is Curry again off that right side. Stopped by big Darryl Grant.
You know, the Hornets, Mickey, looking a little bit flat right now on defense. Of course, I know they've had it pumped up. Their intensity has been up, and the other thing, of course, is that the Hampton Crabbers have had the ball for a long time.
This Deep Creek defense has been on the field for a long, long time, and now Hampton's got another drive going, and they got to keep the intensity up here now and try to get a stop as they're facing a 2nd down and 6. Quarterback is Marcus Hagan.
Curry was 62 yards, Mickey, so far.
And he's going for a couple more as he breaks a tackle here, breaks it to the outside at the 20. Stiff arm to the 15, inside the 5. He dives. Does he get in? Touchdown! What a great run from Armando Curry. I think Deep Creek thought he was going to be pushed out of bounds. He uses the stiff arm, keeps his head up, keeps his feet moving. Guy is tough to bring down. No, it's not Ronald Curry, but Armando Curry doing a great job out here tonight. He's got to be right up around 90 yards already in the ball game. (16-7) Hampton as they go to tack on the extra point. Takes more than one hit to bring Curry down. They're knocking him around. Nobody able to wrap him up.
And again, Deep Creek able to make those tackles some time ago. Some trouble on the exchange right there. That'll be picked up.
That could be a big factor in this ball game.
D'Angelo Hall, could be.
Hornets now trail by 9.
Curry 99 yards tonight after that run. 16-7, and I can tell you the Hornets cannot afford at this point as we go into the Deep Creek huddle.
If he lines up in the middle and he's kicking it deep, we're going middle return. We have to have some blocks. If it comes down and if it's a low roller, make sure you get in front of the ball. Don't let it pass on the left or the right. If they line up on the hash, kick it across the field. If it's due to go out of bounds, let it go. If not, field it, and then we're going to count men. All right, let's go. Let's get it on through the creek. 1, 2, 3, creek.
That scoring summary right there, Mickey. 4 plays, 60 yards, took a minute 8, 37-yard Curry touchdown run, the key. And Deep Creek, Mickey, cannot afford to just try to hold the ball and run out the rest of the clock. They really need to put some points on the board. You can't afford to give Hampton an inch because they will take a mile.
4:20 to go in the first half. They do trail by 9. See somebody out there on the kickoff team tonight, number 81, Michael Copon, excuse me. It's his birthday tonight, Rich.
Oh.
I know it all, man.
You do.
16th birthday.
Oh, no,
so keep an eye on 81 out there now. Make sure he gets a good block in. Happy birthday, Michael, from the WCTV staff.
Get it up, boys, get it up.
He's the man down at the bottom of the screen here. They're going to kick it away, and D'Angelo Hall's going to field it at the 10-yard line. Got purple shirts in front. And he'll be stopped around the 27, 28-yard line where the Hornets will take over 1st and 10.
Well, Deep Creek will start in pretty decent field position this time. They have to make the most of it. They have 4 minutes, 12 seconds, and 2 timeouts left.
You'd have to think they get a touchdown here. They feel much better going at the end of the half here. And like you said, only 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. It's one of the big guns for this Hampton team. Big number 75, Jarrett Green, blue chip college prospect. This is Robinson off that far side, hit by the cornerback.
He's going to pick up, though, about 3 or 4 yards. About 3 yards on that play, I think, in his forward progress.
Zarif has been all over the field tonight as well for the Hampton Crabbers. He's number 1. Going to be 2nd down. We'll call it 6:3:48 remaining. But Rich, you're right. How many times do you get to see the number 1 and 2 teams in the state even play? But they hook it up here tonight, and it's been a great first half, and Hampton fans have to be pleased as they're holding the 9-point lead right now as Vegas Robinson gets a first down. Still keeping the feet. Look at the white shirts around him, but he's across midfield to the 46-yard line. Rich, they're getting through the line so quick.
His acceleration is one of his best assets.
It's a guy that ran a 4.5 40 in front of college recruiters in the rain. They didn't believe it. They made him do it again, and he ran just over a 4.5 40. And I don't think we could run a 4.5 10.
Oh,
I know, wow. I can't.
No. Vegas Robinson now 74 yards, as you see him right there, picking up the last of those.
1st and 10 from the 47. Mills gets his first call of the night, tries to cut back to the left. Foot slips a little bit, but he may get a couple of yards. Jarrett Green on the stop again. This guy's a player. Number 75, 6'4", 230 pounds.
Gain of a couple. We'll call it 2nd down 8.
That's why they don't use the intercom system here in Virginia High School League. The coach just yells the play into the quarterback. Yes. No need for the intercom. 2nd down and 8. 2:32 remaining first half. They trail by 9 to the Hornets. They give the ball to Vegas Robinson again. Raymond Mann on the stop.
Now that's Deep Creek has seen something, Mickey. They've made some adjustments on that offense. I'd like to hear Merlin Vaughn talk about what he thinks that adjustment is. But now they're finding more and more success on offense, and they're reigniting a spark here for that Deep Creek offense.
And they definitely need to do that. I tell you, this Deep Creek team has 3 guys who can carry the football in Jones, Hall, and Robinson. You don't know who to key on. They're all in there right now. 3rd down and 2. Vegas with the football across the far side, bangs it to the outside, across the 30, almost to the 27-yard line. And in front of him, blocking on that play, I believe was James Anderson, who's in there for Tyrone Hall in there also. First down at the 28-yard line. Keep an eye on the clock. 1:44. Deep Creek did call 1 timeout already in the first half, so they have 2 remaining.
You know, it's a big night right there for number 50 for Deep Creek. Paul Sinclair's got that steam rising.
You like that? I know you like that.
I love that.
1st and 10 from the 28. 1:26 to play first half. There he goes again. Vegas Robinson might get a yard there. Pretty good sportsmanship as they stop on the whistle. Raymond Mann around the ball again. Vegas getting the majority of the work here. Rich, it seemed like as Hornets, Deep Creek will take a timeout with 1:16 remaining. First half. Rich, last week it seemed like we were going with Jones and Hall. Jones and Hall. Maybe Coach Cox is setting them up. They're going to fake it to Robinson and give it to one of those guys.
Oh, you think so?
We'll see.
Deep Creek fans.
Listen to me. We're going to go jumbo, T. Vegas, you line up in a wing. Mark, you got the pit. Okay? We're going to run 56 options. Okay? We got the long. Which option? You got linebacker? Huh? Linebacker up. Okay, we're going to option. We're going to option. All right. Get the long. Make sure. I got to go right now.
David Cox, calm and collected in that Deep Creek huddle. Thank you, Richard Hutt. I tell you, I love it when we go into the huddles. We're having a little technical problem tonight. We can't hear it, but we hope you're enjoying it at home. I love to go into those huddles. They put you right in the field, and you know what's going on here now as Deep Creek faces a 2nd down and 8. There's the fake. They're going to run the option. Mills cuts it back, flag down. I believe we're probably going to have another hold or an illegal block against the Hornets. It's going to back them up. 5. Let's see now. Watch the option.
Don't see this out of the wing tee too much.
Hey, that Raymond Mann is all over the football field for Hampton right now. 1:09 remaining. Deep Creek only with 1 timeout remaining. As now they face a 3rd and we'll call it 15 from the 35.
Besides a turnover, that's just about the last thing Deep Creek needed.
There's a 9-point lead for the Crabbers as they break the huddle. Lamont Mills at quarterback. Hall in the backfield, going to roll out, looking to throw it. Gets a good block from Hall. Nobody open, has to step out. There's a late hit, and there's a flag. That is not a smart play from Orlando Robinson, and his teammates are letting him know about it. Look at Curry up there quickly to jump on him. Watch this.
All right, you'll see Lamont Mills right there. He gets away from one tackle. He's well out of bounds.
Wow.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
And one of the things you notice, one of the seniors on that Hampton team immediately went up to Orlando Robinson and said, come on now, you got to keep your head out here. Realize what you're doing. That's going to be a 15-yarder. Should be close to a 1st down.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. We have had our fun at the expense of the Peninsula officials, but so far tonight I've been impressed with their even-handed calling of the game.
Now I wonder if this is going to be from the spot, because if this is from the spot of the foul, it should be a 1st down. Okay, now they're marking it off right where the infraction occurred. And now it'll be. Now they're probably going to have to take a measurement here now because the ball's down around the 17-yard line. And that may be a 1st down. Looking at the yard marker on the far side, they are going to call it over, but I think Deep Creek may have a 1st down here with 45 seconds remaining. You know, I don't know why they're measuring because Mackey says it's a 1st down.
They just had to ask him. I think they're having communications problems tonight, too. They couldn't call up on Mackey phone.
Mickey Irving and Richie Babb upstairs here at the Eastern Region semifinals as the Hampton Crabbers and Deep Creek Hornets hook up in what's going to be
Richard Hutt is Johnny on the spot, though.
Great ball game. Let's see. 1st down. Thank you, Richard Hutt. See the cheerleaders and a great crowd in here tonight at Beard DeLong Easley Field at Oscar Smith High School. Mackey 1 for 1 on the year on the 1st down calls. Western Branch leading 7-0, we're informed, against First Colonial over at Princess Anne High School. Lamont Mills at quarterback with a 1st and 10 now from the 17-yard line. Only 45 seconds remain. They want to throw. Brown is open. Complete. Gets it to the outside. Oh, a great tackle from Zarif again.
Should be good for a Deep Creek 1st down, though.
Eric Brown goes an entire game last week without a reception. A big grab there. He was wide open. Good for now a 1st down, we believe. I guess his knee hit. Going to have to measure. That's fine. That stops the clock. Deep Creek doesn't mind. That took 10 seconds.
That's a 1st down.
And it is a 1st down, Deep Creek. I believe the ball is going to be down around the 8-yard line. Clock winding now at 33 seconds. Deep Creek quickly out of the huddle. If you're thinking about throwing, I don't know if they will. Brown is at the bottom of the screen, however. They are going to throw. Pump fake, flag, going for the end zone for Brown over the shoulder. Falls incomplete. We have a flag down. Maybe some movement against the Hornets.
Maybe.
This flag, however, thrown in the defensive backfield of the Crabbers.
Oh, inadvertent flag.
17 seconds remaining now.
Oops.
They'll wave the flag.
What's the penalty? You threw a flag. I threw a flag? Nope.
I'll pick that up. 2nd down and 7. That really not a factor here now. We're worried about the clock. Deep Creek can only stop it one more time. They trail by 9. Mills at quarterback. Going to throw it again for Brown. Through his hands, incomplete. That's a difficult grab when you're running to the outside. Have to turn your body back to the inside. He makes the adjustment and the ball goes through his hands. However, not much time goes off the clock. 3rd down now, so they can run a play here and call a quick timeout, use their last timeout. They could get 2 running plays off.
They could. Fake to Vegas.
And give it
Hand
to
off the shot.
Okay, let's see.
That's what I would do, but that's why I'm not coaching.
Phoebus also beating Granby right now, 10-0 in the other Eastern Region semi. Here we go. They give it to Vegas Robinson. They're going to have to call the timeout quickly. He needs to go down, and they do. They get the timeout in. It will be 4th down now. 7 seconds remaining. Do you kick the field goal here, or do you go for it?
I don't know. Well, it can't hurt. Then you're only down 6.
Craven, the field goal kicker, with 30 extra points on the season. No field goals. Missed one last week from about 23 yards that hit the right upright.
Decrease last time out, 7 seconds to go. You know, I just have a feeling I go for it.
Remember the big 4th down play last week, the turning point in the district championship.
Hey.
Coach David Cox in that huddle. I don't see any kickers in there.
No. Bob's getting nasty up here.
He wants the field goal.
But if you haven't hit one all year, Bob, why are you going to attempt one?
And the theories are flying around the booth, I can tell you that. This is the time. He's ready. And this one would be just a little more than an extra point. The ball's going to be spotted. We'll call it the 6-yard line. After the last timeout, they did run the option play to the near side. May want to think about a run-throw option.
They haven't
May want to go to Vegas Robinson. Coach David Cox says, okay, boys, let's go for it. 4th down. Here we go. Tyrone Hall's a fullback. Long count. Gonna throw it to the end zone. Brown makes a catch. Touchdown, Eric Brown. What a gutsy call from Coach David Cox. Whoa.
Not the play I would have called with the success they've had passing tonight, but that's why I'm not the coach. Good call to go for it, though.
Whoa. I tell you, I wish that I had the guts David Cox has.
I mean, that's two weeks in a row he's pulled a gutsy play. But the key thing is his players followed through with his call and executed beautifully.
Exactly. Ball right on the money. Here's the extra points up and through. It is a 16-14 ball game. And exactly, Lamont Mills drops back a couple of steps. No time left on the clock. That'll end the first half. And he hits a wide open Eric Brown. You got to give credit to Eric, too. He got open.
Well, the Deep Creek Hornets will go in to the locker room, Mickey. Down 2, but with a pocket full of momentum.
See Coach David Cox meeting with the officials, I guess, to see how much time is left. Merlin Vaughn is down there waiting to grab the head coach of the Hornets. I don't know. He didn't stop last week, and if I was him, I'm a little superstitious.
Hey, that's it.
I don't know if I would do it or not. Richard Hutt is down there.
I go by Merlin and say, hey, don't touch me.
A 16-14 first half. Not too bad, WCTV fans. He said he'll talk to you after the game, Merle, so I'm sure we'll catch up with Merlin here in just a minute as David Cox is going to hustle up and meet with his team. Merlin is down there by the end zone, but Deep Creek in a hurry.
Yeah,
I don't blame him. What a way to end the first half.
I got a lot of things to talk about. Man, that is one of those unforgettable plays.
There is the scoring drive, a 12-play, 4-minute and 20-second drive.
And they went 74 yards. The key, of course, a 5-yard Mills to Brown touchdown pass, but with all the excitement they got, Mickey, it might as well have been a 700-yard pass.
Let's go down to Merlin. He's down in that Deep Creek sideline, I believe. Let's go to Merle.
Hey, guys, I couldn't get Coach David Cox. He's too excited to even talk before halftime. One thing that Coach Jim Garrett is very concerned about is the running right up the middle. He talked to both of the defensive tackles. What he's saying is that if the defensive tackles are blocked, then the linebackers have to field. So what he wants to do is want to go and talk to the inside linebackers and tell them to field from the back. That's one of the things that they're going to work on. And also, hey, they got to stop that option of Hagan.
Stand by.
Thanks, Merlin. Good work down there. I tell you, great first half, Rich.
Oh, yeah, and I tell you what, the nice thing about it for if you're a Deep Creek Hornet is that this extra point means that you don't have to worry, at least on the next score, of going for 2 or 1. And just like right there, they didn't have to worry about going for 2, but going for 1. Down by 2. Another half of exciting, possibly really the state playoff championship right here. And we'll be back for more of it here from Beard DeLong Easley Field at Tiger Stadium. Halftime score, Hampton 16, Deep Creek 14. More exciting action after this. Easley Field at Tiger Stadium is where we are, and what could be the state final. A lot more games to go, but Mickey, as you said earlier, the road to the state championship goes through Hampton, and that's where the Deep Creek Hornets are tonight, although the argument could be made that this year it's got to go through Deep Creek. Deep Creek goes in at halftime, down by 2, but with a handful of momentum after a huge fourth down play. With just seconds on the clock, Deep Creek scores, gets 7 points on the board after the extra point, and now 16-14 is where we stand.
And I tell you, it was a great grab and a great pass from Lamont Mills to Eric Brown on the reception. The halftime Mackey stats will show us one thing if you're a Deep Creek fan that you'd like to see even up a little bit. That would be that time of possession. You need to give that defense a little break. Hampton's 16, Deep Creek 14. Look at the yardage. Deep Creek with an advantage. Not much passing in this game, and we didn't expect a lot. Total yardage belongs to Deep Creek, and that mainly due to that last long drive that ended with the touchdown. I know Merlin Vaughn's down on the field. He's got a lot to say about what he thinks is going to happen in this second half. Let's go down to Merlin.
Guys, 2 things that both coaches emphasized at the halftime. 1, hold on to the ball. Turnovers will cause you to really get in a deep hole and also to swing the momentum. Also, play mentally tough. Penalties, things like that, and having reckless plays going to really ruin you in this half. You only have 2 quarters left. Somebody's season will end after this game. Back upstairs.
Merlin, you know, it could be a lot of turnovers here tonight, and I'm going to turn it over to Richie Babb.
Back to receive, and that's a deep punt, a deep kick from Deep Creek. With that reception, Alexander Mann, and he does not get very far. He's going to be brought down just across the 20-yard line, and the Hampton Crabbers will start their drive, first one of the second half, first and 10, right about the 21-yard line.
I don't know if it's going to be a lot of turnovers, but a turnover would be huge in this close of a ball game, and as always in high school football, turnovers equal points most of the time.
Well, everything is huge just about in this game when you're talking about a 2-point deficit for the Hornets, and now they're facing these Hampton Crabbers out of this I formation. Be good to maintain momentum here for Deep Creek. If they can stuff this drive, Armando Curry gets the call. He's going to get the ball out to about the 25. We'll call it a gain of 4 or 5 yards. I actually called a gain of 5 or 6. We'll say 2nd down and 4.
And that's a name you're going to hear if you're looking at this Hampton offense. And it is Armando Curry, the senior. Marcus Hagans, the quarterback who replaces Ronald Curry after he graduates and goes to Carolina, is the other guy who do the majority of the work for the Crabbers.
I formation again. Higgins is going to turn around and fake the handoff, turns around to pass, and the pass is complete. Couple guys to beat. He's picking up big yardage. Still able to hold on to the ball is Hampton's number 33, Mac Jones.
I tell you, Rich, on that play, the reason he got open, it was almost looked like a basketball pick as 2 Deep Creek guys run into each other. Watch on the far side of the screen here. See Higgins drop straight back right about here. Bang, 2 Deep Creek defenders have just run into each other, and it's off to the races for Jones. Watch this now. Going to work hard. Good downfield block, but he delivers the blow and will get about another 5 or 6 yards. Hampton threatening to score early going 3rd quarter.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Higgins is a quarterback, little number 5. He's going to give it to Curry, who picks up positive yardage before he's brought down by Keyshawn Billups and others. He gets the ball into about, just like maybe the 3-yard line, so 2nd and goal now from the 3 for Hampton.
I'll tell you, coming out of that I formation, Rich, that much like that I formation that we talked about a couple weeks ago that USC used to run, where the tailback's about 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. He gets up a full head of steam.
Turn around and the handoff this time, I believe that's Curry again with the call. And Deep Creek Hornets say they picked up a fumble here, but the officials don't seem to be interested in that at all. And actually, yeah, that was Curry with the call. And actually, they indicate that it's 3rd down. Another gain on that play. 3rd down, and let's call it a long one.
The Deep Creek defense did hold on the first possession, Hampton possession of the night in this situation, but boy, Hampton 9 times out of 10 is going to punch it in from here.
Having officials timeout right now. I don't know what that was all about. 3rd and goal now for the Crabbers, and Higgins will just keep it himself. And we're waiting to see the touchdown call here from the officials. And there it is.
Yeah, he got in, Rich. I don't know why they took so long. Hagan able to get it in. Quarterback sneak, they didn't have very far to go, and he definitely did reach the goal line.
Well, that's big for the Hampton Crabbers, Mickey, no doubt about that. And that will pretty much...
They're going to go for 2 here, Rich.
Well, you almost
make it a
have
10-point lead.
22-14.
Mike Smith not going to make many mistakes over there. Got a lot of those championship rings in his pocket. Now he's going to call timeout and think about it. You see the low ceiling moving in here now.
I don't know what that is. Is it smoke from the grills or what? That's really scary looking.
To bury the King Compton outside tonight in the cool weather.
Completely unconcerned about the...
That camera, of course, running on autopilot.
Lock it down. Turn it on and lock it down.
You are looking at Barry Compton's view right now. The Deep Creek Hornets down there on the middle of the field as Mike Smith thinks about what he wants to do here going for 2. Last year they were 13-0.
Higgins, Mickey, 89 yards tonight.
That's a bit of a surprise.
109 for Curry.
You're talking close to 200 yards right there, and this Deep Creek defense on average only gave up 107 a game. And we still have a whole second half to play.
So now with the 2-point PAT, Higgins will turn around, fake it to number 33. Under Deep Creek pressure, he fumbles. Picked up by the Crabbers, and no good. The extra point attempt is no good. So now Hampton with a 22-14 lead, and the Hornets with a chance to really do something here.
I wonder if Hagan fumbles that ball on purpose there. Coach Smith could have said, if you're going down, put it down on the ground.
Right.
Maybe. I mean, here we go. Take a look at the replay. See, they're going to run the option here. No, he's holding it loosely the entire way. Sinclair hits him here, and the ball just pops loose, I believe, because Keyshawn Billups got a hand on it. No, he didn't put that down on the turf on purpose. He was hit hard.
Vegas Robinson on the night so far was up to about 74 yards. He's the otherwise known as the playmaker. 4 plays, 79 yards on that series from Hampton. 214 yards, or 2 minutes and 14 seconds. A 1-yard Hagan touchdown run, the key. 4 plays, Mickey, 79 yards. That's about an average of, that's almost 20 yards per play.
You'll
Not
take
too
that.
bad.
Well, you'll take that Mac Jones run after the catch on about an 8-yard pass. And that's, Mackey does a great job there, informing us it is 79 yards in that drive. 22-14. Tell you what they did. They took the kick from the start the second half and went right down the field with it and put the points on the board.
D'Angelo Hall back, as well as Terrence Jones for Deep Creek.
High kick, but short.
Won't get to any of those guys. Taken by an up man. I'll tell you who that is in a second. Taken by Deep Creek's number 42, James Anderson.
They're going to get good field position here.
Yeah, that's not bad. If you're a Hornets, you got to be happy with that. 1st and 10 now at about the 31, 32-yard line.
Names you're going to hear from Richie on this Deep Creek team will be Lamont Mills, the quarterback, Vegas Robinson, Terrence Jones, and Tyrone Hall in the backfield. Eric Brown had a big touchdown catch. This defense, you're going to listen to names like big number 75, Jarrett Green, Raymond Mann. Armando Curry also plays both ways.
Mills, a quarterback, takes the snap, and he'll give it to Terrence Jones. He catches 1 block, and then he catches a bunch of Hornets. He actually gets through 1 tackle, but then is brought down after, boy, not much of a gain on that.
Stephen Williams on the stop there. That's the play where he acts like he doesn't have the football, Rich, where he's going to just kind of keep his feet moving and go slow and then shoot it up the middle, and so they think that the ball went the other direction. Worked good in the first half, not much on that last play.
Mentioned Vegas Robinson earlier, calling the playmaker. 97 yards for Robinson on the ground tonight.
He may need to get it back.
Oh, he wants to air it out. Pass is caught by Eric Brown, the touchdown guy from right at the end of the first half. And Mickey seems to think that'll be good for a first down. He's certainly in first down territory.
Eric Brown's not the guy that you read in the paper with 20 catches on the season. They don't throw the ball a lot. This is a good receiver. He can get to the outside, pretty good hands, pretty good wheels. He did have 5 catches against Great Bridge. Going into last week's game, he only had 8 on the season. He didn't have any last week, but he's already got a couple of big ones here. That's good for a first down.
And that, Mickey, is good for a Deep Creek first down. Approaching midfield now. They're at about the 41-yard line. Terrence Jones in motion, but the handoff goes to the playmaker, Vegas Robinson. He's met behind the line of scrimmage. His forward progress actually won't be forward at all. And then he's forced back.
Big Orlando Robinson on the stop there, 6'4", 224, just a junior. That's big number 75 in your picture.
Absolutely no gain on that play. 2nd down, 10.
You don't want to get in a situation where you're forced to throw it every play if you're a Deep Creek fan. And you can see a little concern on the near sideline of some of the Deep Creek faithful packed in here tonight.
Lamont Mills, a quarterback. He'll turn around and give it to Tyrone Hall. Hasn't had many carries. He got a big block, and he gets tackled. But I'm going to tell you something. He carries his tackler a good 5 extra yards, and the guy he's carrying is number 64, Orlando Robinson, 6'4", 224, and carrying him along is Tyrone Hall, who's 5'11", 200. Well, that's a heck of a matchup.
Watch Tyrone Hall right here. This is what he does well. He squares those shoulders up and gets going down the field. Wants to go north-south on the north-south field, not east-west, and that's what he's doing. When he squares those shoulders up, he's tough to stop, and this is a 3rd down and 2 where you might want to put the ball right back in his hands. Let's see.
3rd down and short now. We'll call it 2. Jones goes in motion. Vegas Robinson, the playmaker, gets the ball, and he is smacked at the line of scrimmage. And he's slow getting up after that play. Hampton celebrating. They feel like they have some momentum, and that's going to bring up 4th down and short. Absolutely no gain on that play. That Vegas-Robinson thing, Hampton's pretty much got it figured out.
Well, let me tell you, one guy that's got it figured out is Keith Mann, and he just dropped the hammer down on that one. That was a big league Division I hit right there. 4th down and 1. Coach Cox sending the play in. I'm not surprised. Jamie Frazier there, Nat Hardy.
Oh, no.
Here we go, boys. Buckle up.
Oh, with the heavy set.
Look how many guys up by the line of scrimmage for Hampton.
That's a lot of meat on both sides of the ball. Penalty marker's going to go down. That's a delay of game against the Hornets. Boy, you hate that.
You got to kick it away now, I think, if it's going to be 4th down and 6.
And Deep Creek now will say, you know, we might have gone with the heavy set 4th and 1, but now 4th and 6, I think we're going to punt it away.
I wonder if you even called a play there if they were just trying to get Hampton to jump. And when they didn't, they said, okay, now that 5 yards not going to hurt us. We'll kick it away. That may have happened.
I don't know.
They need to get a good kickoff here.
Punt is away. I tell you what, some Hampton players close to that.
Loose ball.
Armando Curry will touch it. It bounces around after he drops it, but he's able to pick it back up. But because of that, the Deep Creek special team is able to catch up to him, and he gets out to about, we'll call it the 28-yard line. And that's where Hampton will take over 1st and 10.
I'll tell you something, too. His knee hit about 4 yards back where they're spotting the ball, but they're going to give him 1st and 10. About the 28-yard line. Tell you what, though, Curry, you got to give him credit. That guy fights for every yard.
Out of the I formation now for Hampton. Hagen's a quarterback. Everybody's set. He's just going to give that to the first guy through. Whoa. And that's a bunch of Deep Creek Hornets all over that fullback. And that fullback, number 33 for the Hampton Crabbers, that's Mac Jones.
The man who had the big reception just a few minutes ago.
He does get a gain on the play, about call it a yard or two.
Keyshawn Billups around the football on the stop again now. Jamie Frazier talking things over with the Deep Creek offensive line on that near side. Sure Merlin Vaughn's around that huddle.
That's a tight line right there for Hampton, and they'll give it to the tailback Curry that time. He's stuffed by a number of Deep Creek Hornets. One of the first guys to get to him, number 75, Brian Atkins, the meat.
Okay, they got a situation here now. If they can stop them on this play, they can force a kick deep in Hampton territory. Face mask penalty against the Hornets. Let's take a look here now. Watch the replay as we know that Brian Atkins, number 75, is going to come in there. And let me tell you something. This is the only way I can say it. That's not a face mask. End of the story.
Wow.
That's not good.
No, Hampton's got to be loving that. Right
it's
around
just not,
the 45-yard line is the ball for Hampton. They have a 1st down, and boy, did that help out Hampton. Mac Jones is the fullback. But getting the call will be Curry. A flag goes down on the play.
This should be against Hampton since they threw the flag and actually hit a Hampton player with it. But that's also bad officiating. Don't throw the flag at the guy.
That's going to be holding against Hampton. That'll back him up.
I understand, too, why the guy throwing the flag's about 25 yards from the ball. But I'll end it with that.
Whoa, that's a big one. So now 1st and 20. Sounds like Western Branch head, of course, by the time this game airs, all these games will be over.
It's true.
Western Branch up in the 3rd quarter by 2 touchdowns over FC. Sends a quarterback, obviously a pass play. He's back and fires a bullet. It's picked off by Chris Harper, who brings it back. He's got a blocker in front of him. He gets it back to about the 33-yard line before he's brought down. And Mickey, can you think of a bigger play for the Deep Creek Hornets? Not even maybe the 4th down play right at the end of the first half.
Yeah, they just got a big first down on the face mask penalty. Looked like they were going to drive down the field. They haven't stopped them yet in the second half. That is a huge play, and I tell you, Hagan stepped up, but he's not 6'4". You know, he may have never seen back in that Deep Creek backfield Chris Harper standing back there.
So
need
now
to cash in
10
here
for the Hornets, Mickey. That's a huge play from Chris Harper. He's there at the 34-yard line. Out of this wing tee, Mills will give it to Vegas Robinson, who catches a hole and is able to pick up some yardage, but filling that hole quickly. That's a nice play from Keith Mann.
I tell you, Keith Mann, I like Keith Mann. He's a good player also. He does a good job out there. They got some talent on this Hampton squad. That's why if you don't, you're not going to win over there on the peninsula. They play good football over there.
That's a gain of about 3 yards for the Deep Creek Hornets, so we'll call it 2nd down 7. They're out to almost right on the 30-yard line, maybe the 29 3/4 yard line. Mills has the ball. He's going to just put it into Vegas Robinson's bread basket, and then his apple cart is all upset by those Hampton Crabbers.
Well, I tell you, Tyrone Hall went out there and he hit a white shirt. The problem was it was about 3 more over there.
Vegas Robinson with 104 yards on the evening so far.
And he's paid for most of those.
He sure has. He sure paid for those. We'll call it 3rd down and 5, but it is a long 5.
See, Sports Director of Information Mike Miller needed to know what that call was, so he went and listened in.
Yeah, got to know.
Here we go.
3rd down now. Call it 5. Lamont Mills checking things out. Says something to Tyrone Hall.
You know, I knew he was going to call a delay. No, they're not going to call. They're going to call a delay.
So another penalty now, so that'll make it 4th down and 10, or 3rd down and 10.
I saw him when Lamont Mills went up to the line of scrimmage. He had his hand on his flag. I was pretty sure that he was going to throw it. 3rd and 10. I'd like to see the total penalties. And 55, 6 penalties on both teams.
Yeah, right around 55 yards.
Costly penalties.
55 and 53 yards for each team. Vegas Robinson in motion, fake handoff, not very convincing. He airs it out.
And that's intercepted.
And that's intercepted by...
Tipped and intercepted.
Was that intercepted by Hagans?
Curry gets the tip. And that is, well, you know, you practice that in summer practice, the old tip drill, and he was right there. And I mean, he had to dive for it to get it. But you know what? Think of it as good as, you know, you stopped him on the last drive. Now you've backed him up 10 yards. Of course, you would have liked to tie the ball game up. Now you just got to buckle up. Watch the replay here now. And he's making a dive here, and he does. Oh. That is a great job, and that is Hagens. Wait a minute now. Let's take another look at that.
I'm not sure.
I thought he had his hands on it. We'll take another look at that here in just a second. That was Hagan back there. Great effort.
Pass is complete. No, they're calling that incomplete. He must have dropped it. Pass is complete out to Mac Jones.
Here we go with that replay again. Now watch Hagan. Originally, there's the ball tipped by Vegas Robinson. Curry had a hand on it. Here's Hagan, and look at the hands are on the side of the ball right here. It appeared to get the arm under
watch this.
But the right hand, you can't tell.
Oh, no.
I don't know if he got it under or not.
I think that's an incomplete pass.
Oh, boy. Tell you what, that was thrown for Terrence Jones. I'm sorry. If Jones doesn't get a hand on that, then he picks it off. But I mean, that was a grab. You know what? I've been on the officials last couple plays. That's a tough call right there.
2nd 10 for Hampton. The handoff goes to Curry. Feeling some Deep Creek pressure, but because of his angle, is able to break through some tackles. Beautiful athleticism coming from
They're going to bring it back,
Armando
Rich.
Curry.
Got a holding penalty against the Crabbers. And I
Boy, I
believe
tell you,
they're going
it
to
looked
back
like,
them up.
There's a line of Hornets, and then you believe that as soon as they can get to Curry, he'll be brought down, but he's able to get through him. That's going to be a holding penalty against the Hornets, and that'll, against the Crabbers, and that'll back them up, make it 2nd down 15 for our next play.
And I believe that is the Deep Creek sideline. You can see there a little please. And by the way, it is a packed house here tonight at Oscar Smith.
Oh, yes.
As it should be for these two great teams.
I think they're up around 10,000 again. Capacity here seated is about 9,800.
Still 2nd down. It'll be 2nd down and long now.
Whoa. That's 2nd down 20 now. Hampton with their backs against the wall.
I tell you what, though, this Deep Creek defense has been on the field for what feels like most of the night. And you can believe they would love to stop here, but they may be starting to get a little winded with only 2:39 remaining 3rd quarter.
Out of the shotgun, Hagens, he's going to run the ball. I don't know if he was ever intended to pass. I would think so. 2nd down and more than 20. He'll carry it for, I don't know,
Watch
maybe
this,
3
Rich.
or 4 yards.
I do think that may have been a design quarterback draw. He does get about 8 yards there. And
Yeah.
you can see these guys are just so tough to bring down. Is finally stepping up and make the hit after the gain was Keyshawn Billups again, number 3 right there. He's going to take a little break here now. Might have an equipment problem. Yeah, he's got to come out. This happened in the first half with, I believe Derek Brown had to come out for a play.
Call it 3rd down, about 16 for Hampton now. With only 1:55 to go in the 3rd quarter, they're up 22-14, up by 8.
Just don't give up 15 yards here if you're a Deep Creek fan.
Out of the shotgun again is Hagens. This time
Got a
he
man
wants to
open.
pass out of that shotgun.
Oh!
Passes almost picked off. Really, Chris Harper in the neighborhood again. You see him right there, number 10. So that's going to bring up 4th and a long.
Watch this, because right now Curry is open. Harper's going to come from the middle of the field and just get there in the right amount of time. And I tell you, when that ball was released, Curry was wide open. Good adjustment on the football from number 10, Chris Harper.
4th and a boat ride now for the Crabbers. And you don't have any choice here but to punt it away.
And what are you going to do if you're Deep Creek? You're going to set up the return? No, you're not, because I can see Chris Harper is the furthest guy back, and he's at the 21. Flag.
Penalty markers are going to go down. It's a high, short punt. It bounces about the 40, and Rolls takes a couple of Hampton bounces.
This could
and
be
it's going to be right on the 50-yard line, but there's a penalty marker on the field.
Some illegal motion, I believe. Yeah. And that is an illegal shift.
So an illegal shift against Hampton.
So now if they back them up 5, there's the Deep Creek coaching staff. Jim Garrett in the toboggan, David Cox in the purple hat to his left. I believe they're going to back them up here now.
Now Hampton with their backs really against the wall. If Deep Creek didn't set up a return before,
now it looks like they are.
They'd set up one this time.
Now it looks like they are, Rich. I see Harper's back deep. And David Cox doing the smart thing, just told him, look the ball in, look it in, make the catch. They might, I don't know if he'll fair catch this or not. Good piece of officiating there by the side judge to just step in and say, if you are going to fair catch, make sure you get your hand up.
Oh, that's almost blocked by the Hornets. Nice job. And they may have touched it because it looked funny coming off his foot. Ball's going to roll down to the 40. So with that penalty, it's 5 yards, and add another 5 yards, either because it was tipped or for some other reason. Yeah, I think that Sam Graves may have gotten his hands on that.
Good penetration from that Deep Creek special team there. 1:11 to go here, Rich. And again, the Hornets with the football and a chance to tie the game.
Going to be 1st and 10 for the Hornets.
They just missed that punt. You got to look at that replay again. 4 purple shirts in there. The Crabbers get it off quickly. Had a little trouble with the catch. Took one step. Let's watch how close now they get in. You know, Rich, I believe he did get the left hand on it there. Yeah. And he did the right thing, not hitting the kicker.
Terrence Jones with the carry this time, and he'll pick up 4 or 5. This has been one hard-played ball game.
Tell you what, anytime these two teams play, fans are going to get their money's worth. In the 90s, you got to think the program on the south side has been the Hornets or the Western Branch Bruins, one of the two, and Hampton always power over in the peninsula.
39 seconds now to play in the third quarter. No scores this quarter.
Did get about 5 there, Rich.
Yeah. With the carry this time is Mark Mills with the carry. Caught a nice block there. Let me see if I can catch that number. He caught a nice block from number 75 for the Deep Creek Hornets. That's Atkins. Brian Atkins, 6'5", 210, that was able to get him out for that first down. Thing is, Deep Creek scores here, and they're able to get the 2-point conversion. It's still a tied game. So Deep Creek cannot afford, really, because Hampton has had some long drives. They've had some short ones, too, to let Hampton have a long drive, because then they end up with not much time to come back and score if Hampton scores at all. Tyrone Hall will get the call this time and pick up maybe 3.
You know, Rich, something I was going to mention, you look at this Deep Creek team with all the different guys running. Some of these guys may have fresher legs than the other guys as we go in the fourth quarter. And I think Tyrone Hall and Jones may be the guys getting the ball here in the fourth quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And I know Merlin's been working on that Deep Creek sideline. We're going to go down to him in just a second. And let's see what's up down there, Merlin.
Guys, I was on the Crabber sideline during the third quarter. And one thing they want to do is they want to go ISO. ISO meaning they're going to take the fullback, they're going to run him and try to block the middle linebacker and let Armando Curry run right behind him. Now, the defense for Hampton looks a little weary. Guys are getting up a lot, slowly because they have guys going both ways. So look for that in the fourth quarter. For Deep Creek, they look fresh. They know that this drive is very important.
Thanks, Merlin. Good job. Of course, we hope you're enjoying Merlin's commentary down on the field. We're having a little difficulty tonight. We can't converse with our amigo down there on the sideline. But though he's been working that Deep Creek side pretty feverishly, as now the Hornets looking to tie this ball game up. They trail by 8, and they threaten here as we start the fourth quarter. Has it gone the way you thought it would?
Well, yeah, it's a close game, and there's been some scoring, more scoring this time than again in the game last week that we saw with Deep Creek.
Second down. This is another fresh number in there running for Deep Creek. This carry, Myron Hodge. He'll put his head down and be close to the 21. It'll be third down, and we'll call it about 4. 2 down territory for the Deep Creek Hornets here. They'll more than likely keep it on the ground and grind it out. Deep Creek fans love to see a quick 6 points here to start the fourth quarter. And yes, it is football weather. It is definitely cool down there on the surface tonight and in these metal bleachers at Oscar Smith. 22-14 Hampton lead. Deep Creek on a 3rd and 4. Across the corner with Mills. Mills breaks it to the defensive backfield. Good for a first down, and I believe he's inside the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal, Deep Creek.
And Mickey, that run brought to you by Sounding Board, starring Sid Owen, which you can catch right here on WCTV 48. Talking about the on-Sid show, you can beat the, what does he say?
Movers and shakers.
People that make, shape, and shake the community.
He coined that phrase. You know, Mackey's one of those people.
Well, he shakes it all right. 22-14 to score, same as at the end of the half.
1st and goal. Mills will go on the right side again. Down inside the 5, fighting for a touchdown just short of the goal line. Going to be 2nd down and goal, and Mills appears to be the man so far, starting the fourth quarter.
Now go back to this, Deep Creek way ahead rushing. They have more rushes and more rushing yardage. Able to catch up at the time of possession as well, 20 minutes and 46 seconds. 2 turnovers for Deep Creek, 55 yards and penalties. Hampton, though, with 89 yards in the air on only 2 passes.
Second down and goal from about the 1-foot line. Go with a heavy set. Quarterback sneaking it in. No indication yet. Deep Creek says they have it. Lamont Mills with the ball. Again, the officials did make an early indication on the previous Hampton touchdown, and they tell us here now that it will be 3rd down.
3rd down and short. Look at that. I mean, that's inches. Oh, I mean, that is about 3-4 inches.
It will be 3rd down now. If you see the down marker still says 2, and you can see the white line just barely off the nose there of the football. Casey Smith leads the way up. Here we go with Lamont Mills. The big set, they turn around. They didn't get it. A flag down now. On the carry, Myron Hodge. Mackey Stats thinks we have an offside. And here's the early indication. Face mask Hampton.
Against the Crabbers.
Half the distance to the goal, Mackey informs us, will be about 1 inch.
But is that from the point of infraction?
Yeah, but I mean, they only got a foot to go. Yeah. But every little bit helps. Will be 3rd down again, more importantly. It'll still be 3rd down.
Right, because it was with goal to go.
Face mask against the Crabbers.
See, that is backed up. I mean, that...
Out of that heavy set. Yeah, 2nd down and long 1. Vegas Robinson got in. Touchdown, Deep Creek. Robinson goes airborne off that right side. Big Paul Sinclair raises his hands up. Here we go, Rich.
You'll see him just leap over right there. That's why they call him the playmaker. Vegas Robinson dives over the line of scrimmage and into the end zone.
22-20. They might want to take a timeout here to keep from getting the delay of game. No, they haven't placed the ball yet. Here we go. Deep Creek now going to go for 2 to try to tie it up at 22, and Deep Creek now will...
Is this exciting?
The officials stopped the clock, and they moved the ball to the right hash mark. That could be Deep Creek's choice. Now here we go as they start timing them before... Hope they don't get a delay game. They got 3 yards to go to tie the ball game up. They put it on the right hash. Lamont Mills. Mills off the right side, sweeps it in. Close, not yet. No, he didn't get it. And who is around the football there? Take a look. Big number 64, Orlando Robinson. Number 81, Jermaine Southern. Here we go, Rich.
You'll see him, Lamont goes off the far side. The problem is he has a blocker, but there are about 5 Hampton Crabbers over on that far side, many more than one guy can handle.
And let me tell you, 1 point doesn't help you there anyway.
No, right. So you may as well go for it.
And I don't think that's the play that David Cox wanted. It looks like we might have had a little bit of miscommunication between Coach Cox and the quarterback Lamont Mills, and a nice drive, 8 plays.
Took him 40 yards, 4 minutes off the clock. The 2-yard Robinson touchdown run the key. Still down by 2, which is better than being down by the 8 points that they were down by before. Vegas Robinson making 106 yards on the night so far. Curry with 110 for Hampton.
Let's go down on the field to Merlin Bond.
Guys, it appeared on that 2-point conversion that Deep Creek did not have a fullback. So they were short 1 blocker, ran the play anyway. Coach Cox wanted him to call a timeout, but the quarterback didn't see the timeout signal. Unsuccessful, extra point.
Thanks, Merlin. And we do now find out that, thanks, Merlin, that Coach Cox wanted a timeout there to think about the play call. Lamont Mills didn't see it, so he didn't call the timeout. So they will have all 3 timeouts remaining with with 9:10 to go in the ball game. They trail by 2, and they've won it with defense all year. Well, Deep Creek fans, if you're going to win it again, your defense is going to have to do the job as they get ready to kick it away to the very dangerous Armando Curry, standing at his own 15-yard line.
Keith Mann out there yelling some directions at his teammate, Hakeem Zarif, who apparently was in the wrong place, had to move up closer to Deep Creek.
Curry with a football right up the middle of the field. Now he's going to bang it to the outside, looking to get around the corner. And I tell you, the guy is so elusive. He gets about 10 or 12 yards out of absolutely nothing right there. And they'll start 1st and 10. We'll call it right around, I believe, the 35-yard line.
See him get the ball right there. Beautiful camera work. See some blockers, cuts to the near side. Hall runs past him right there. Is able to catch up back to him after he's tripped up, falls on him. D'Angelo Hall on the pursuit there.
22-20. The number 2 team in the state, the Hampton Crabbers, with the lead in the football against the number 1 team in the state, the Deep Creek Hornets. Marcus Hagan at quarterback. Right up the middle, and there he is again, Mac Jones. He'll have a first down and more.
Well, I don't know if we'll see this on a replay or not, but the Hampton offensive line, you'll see him here, will open up a huge hole right there. Boy, oh boy, some double teaming going on down there. Also, a nice block is put on Deep Creek's Keyshawn Billups, not allowing him to get in. That's beautiful execution from that Hampton offensive unit.
And that block was made by number 66, Michael Smith. And that was indeed a huge block.
Sounds like
35.
Sounds like Phoebus is beating Granby.
22-20 Hampton. Hagan taking charge out there, sends Curry in motion. He'll give it to Mack again. Not going to happen this time, as Deep Creek will get some help on defense. Immediately on the hit was big Keyshawn Billups. I tell you, that guy's in around the football almost every play is Keyshawn Billups.
I don't think he likes anything better than getting a good pop on somebody.
Likes a little crab.
Yeah. Not many little crabs over there either.
No, it's not.
I think he's going to have to settle for some big ones.
Yeah, they're the good size ones. Deep Creek sideline as they trail by 2. Got the defense out there now facing a 2nd down, and we'll call it short 8. Hagan to throw. Wide open is Jones to the 40. Down to the 35, pushed out of bounds, flag down. Hagan is also down. He may be injured. He hops up quickly. Let's see now. Hampton not moving down the field. They feel that this is against them. Officials are going to confer here now.
See if we get the call.
And Hampton is not moving down the field. This is going to be against Hampton. I tell you, that pass play has been so wide open to Mac Jones out of the backfield. I can remember 3 here alone in the second half for big yardage.
Boy, you got to love that if you're a Deep Creek Hornet.
That backs him up. He's 2nd down and about 13 now. Well, make it 15. And there they are, the Hampton Crabber Band doing a little rock. .7:31 remaining, 22-20. 2nd and long. Hagan to throw. Pressure, steps up, gets away from 1. Phipps is there. He'll step up and make a big hit. A loss of about 3. Good downfield coverage. Good pressure from that Deep Creek defense. And there he is, John Phipps.
Raw John Phipps, but I tell you who you can thank for that play, number 53, Michael Smith of the Crabbers. You'll see here, Hagens is not able to get past him. He turns around, not gonna throw, gonna run. Gonna try to get up the middle, and he can't seem to get around. You saw the player on the other side, 4 yards rushing so far for Hagens after a loss of 3 on that play.
3rd down and 17 from the 35 now.
But Hagans has had a great year. He has passed for 282 yards and 10 touchdowns, more than the highest rated passer down here on the south side.
He may have to throw it here, 3rd and long. He does. He'll go out of the shotgun. Sends a man deep across the middle. That one knocked down by one of the defensive linemen. I'm not sure Chad Johnson or John Phipps might have got a hand on that ball.
No doubt about that.
Here we go, Rich, out of the shotgun.
We'll see who gets in there. There's Sam Graves doing everything he can to get in there. Yeah, that's touched by number 70, Chad Johnson. And trying to get back to the ball is Myron Hodge, number 24. Can't seem to do that. Also in the vicinity, number 3, Keyshawn Billups. And 4th down.
That was a huge play. Now Deep Creek will get the football back, and there he is standing back around the 40-yard line is Chris Harper.
Deep Creek's last drive, Mickey, took 4 minutes and about 3 or 4 seconds. 6:26
kick is away.
left on the
Great
clock.
kick. Harper back to the 32.
Ooh.
Looking to come to the near side. Bounces off a 1, not going to bounce off a 2 because down there around the football, Keith Mann.
He deserved more yardage than that because he put a nasty move on Hakeem Zarif, who was the first Hampton Crabber to get to him. Zarif with nice speed out there.
Here's the situation. Deep Creek trails by 2. Undefeated season, 10-0, Southeastern District champions, playing against the defending state champions. They trail by 2, 6 minutes, 16 seconds remaining. The ball's at the 30-yard line of the Hornets. Doesn't get much better. Different look here now out of the T formation. Vegas Robinson getting it to the outside. Vegas about 6 or 7.
Keep running the ball, baby. Keep running the ball.
Alonzo Gunter on the stop.
And you see him come to the near side. Hides well back there, tries to hit it at the right time, but he's brought down from behind.
Deep Creek fans making some noise here as they face a 2nd down and 3 from the 37. Bills went over to the sideline, talked it over with Coach David Cox. He has the play. And Casey Smith leads the Hornets out of the huddle. 2nd down, 3. This is Mills on that right side. Blockers in front. Gonna have the 1st down, Deep Creek. They sent Tyrone Hall out in front of him to lead the way along with an offensive lineman.
A little bit of a different look right there where the 3 backs are lined up right next to each other in a little line that's sort of behind the line of scrimmage. And what happens, Mills gets the ball and the other 2 guys come around and are blockers for him. And in that case, that's very effective.
Looks like the old T formation with 3 guys right across that backfield about 4 or 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, and they do it again. And it's Mills, Robinson, and Hall in the backfield. This is Mills across that right side. Tries to cut it back here and meet the Crabber defense.
Call that the handoff of brotherly love from Lamont Mills to his brother, Mark Mills.
Curry on the stop. Nice shot there from Mills to Coach Cox as he gets ready to send in the man who scored this 2nd touchdown for the Hornets, Eric Brown.
Now Bob's up here. Bob Mack, if you're trying to tell me that's a weak comment, that's weak. Yeah, like him saying, field goal, field goal. Oh, he made a bad call.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay.
No, they had it all the way, baby. 4:29 and counting. Picked off! Zarif down the far side. He's going to walk in. He picks off the Mills pass. Hakeem Zarif had it all the way. Stepped in front of Brown, picked it off, and went the distance. Oh, he had it all the way.
He sure did. I mean, what can you say? Nice speed, and we said that early on a special teams play from Hakeem Zarif.
28-20. 4:15 to go. Big teams and big games find ways to win games, and that may have been what just happened as you see the faithful here starting to file out from Oscar Smith. Hakeem Zarif. It is a 9-point lead with 4:15 remaining.
Well, the Hampton Crabber coaches are next door to us up here in the press box, and you can hear them celebrating next door. And if you're a Crabber fan, I think you can probably understand that. Now the score 29-20, and boy, it's going to take a miracle for these Hornets to come back. Not to say that stranger things haven't happened.
Here we go. 29-20. Hakeem Zarif, 6 foot, 155-pound defensive back, the senior, steps up and goes 42 yards as he steps in front of Eric Brown and goes the distance. And as soon as he stepped in front of him, it was all over.
Wow, that is just one of those things. You had to know that a game like this is going to be decided by a play like that.
Merlin Vaughn said a turnover could be the difference, and that appears to be what is going to happen here tonight. Deep Creek going to get the football back, going to trail by 9. Deep for the Hornets will be D'Angelo Hall. Fielded by one of the up men, that's Mills. He steps out of bounds. No, he's fielded it out of bounds. So they'll tack on some yardage. 4:14 to go. They trail by 9 to the Hornets. And it looks like the Crabbers are going to make that next step and move to the Eastern Region Finals, and it probably will be an all Peninsula District Final, as the Phoebus Phantoms were winning earlier tonight.
And that's going to be exciting because Hampton's one loss on the year was against Phoebus' first game of the season, and that victory puts Phoebus or allows them to win the Peninsula District Championship, regular season championship.
I thought that Phoebus did lose a game. I thought
I don't think so.
Phoebus lost to Hampton 10-7. I have to check that. Let me see.
Hustle up, Rich.
Game of the week next. Game of the week this week, Monday and Thursday. This is Jones. Terrence Jones will have a first down, Deep Creek.
Of course, you never say never.
They are going to grind it out. They have 3 timeouts remaining. If they can get a score and possibly an onside kick, as they go without a huddle. Mills quickly up to the line of scrimmage, will yell the play out under 4 minutes. Lamont Mills going to throw now. Pump fake, forced out of the pocket, across the middle, wide open, and grabbed. Complete to Terrence Jones. Tips the ball, runs under it. Good for a first down. They need a quick score.
Second time we've seen him do that. We saw him do that against Western Branch last week. And hey, some of the Deep Creek fans are getting out of here trying to beat the traffic, but they may miss a very exciting end to this game.
I bet
and you
we
see
have a
Terrence
holding
Jones
here.
right there, smacks it down and then gets back under it. Beautiful play from Terrence Jones.
Deep Creek offensive linemen say the penalties against the Hornets. Roughing the passer. This will be tacked on. That may be a 15-yarder. .345 remaining now. Deep Creek with a chance to get right back in this thing and may have to go for an onside kick if they can get it in here. 10th penalty against the Crabbers tonight.
To get
84 yards.
To get a first down, Mickey, they have to get to about the 3-yard line.
Ready to throw it. Mills forced out of the pocket. And down he goes. May have to take a timeout. 3:31 and counting here now.
Deep Creek has their full container of timeouts. Their container of timeouts is full. All 3 of them in there.
Go without a huddle again here now.
Not going to pull one out. Loss on that last play, Mickey. Second down of 12.
Mills wants to throw it again. He wants to go to Brown. Forced to the outside. Now he's going to have to run. Cuts it up at the 10. He will be just inside of the 10, and he'll say, okay, let's take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining. Good job there from Lamont Mills. He wanted to go to Eric Brown, but I got a feeling that a couple of his friends from the Crabbers, including Mr. Zarif, had a feeling he was going to go to Eric Brown also.
Oh, yeah. They had to be expecting that, I guess.
Mickey Irving and Richie Babb upstairs in your WCTV Game of the Week. Merlin Vaughn on the sideline. Eastern Region semifinals. The Crabbers lead by 9 after the huge interception from Hakeem Zarif. Returned it 40 yards for a touchdown.
Game of the Week next week, Mickey. Eastern Region final. Maybe Division 6 as Western Branch, last we heard,
did have a lead.
Was beating First Colonial.
And if Western Branch does win, that will be held in a Chesapeake site.
Now look at this. When Deep Creek is the home team, 41-23, they lose. The average score, because there have been 2 games when Deep Creek was away, when Hampton's the home team, 48-42, Deep Creek wins. As history has shown us, Deep Creek wins against Hampton away.
Okay.
And we'll see if that holds true here tonight. And there is that.
Is that lump crab meat?
Daunting.
Yeah.
Is that a Jimmy?
I'm going to have nightmares.
Is that a Jimmy?
I don't know.
The Jimmy.
3rd down. Mills to throw it. Might have to run again right up the middle now. Looking for the goal line. Just short. He'll be about the 2.
Yeah, I think that'll be good for a first down, though.
It will be good for a first down.
So it'll be first
That'll
and
stop
goal.
the clock. Don't call a timeout here.
Wow.
And I don't think he did. Yes, he did take the timeout.
Well,
he didn't want to.
2:52. You have 3. Doesn't kill you to take it.
Well, they were going to stop the clock to move the change. You probably could have got the play from Coach Cox on the sideline.
Probably could have.
But they're going to go in and think about it. They do have a first down.
So now 1st and goal from about the 2.
How huge was that extra point now?
Pretty big. Vegas Robinson, Mickey, 113 yards on the night. Hagen's passing only 49 yards, and he's averaging much more than that. So they've been able to shut him down. I actually checked that. Hagen's has 89 yards, 49 yards. Actually, according to Bob Mackey, Hagen's playing for both teams tonight.
Yeah. John
but actually,
Phipps
Lamont Mills with
on
49
that sideline,
yards.
showing the concern. I don't even try to read those Mackey stats. 2:52 remaining. Deep Creek trails by 9. Rich, as you've mentioned, stranger things have happened. They might like to have Joe Verdi back. Boy, he can really do that onside kick. Don't forget, though, you got a head coach who's a former kicker at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, that's right.
Used to be a punter, so I'm sure we have something a little special for the onside kick here. But first, you got to get it in the end zone. They're going to go out of the heavy set. Myron Hodge is the fullback. Paul Sinclair is a blocker. This is Vegas Robinson. Touchdown! Just a couple of seconds tick off. It's 2:48 remaining. Wonder if do you go for 2 here? I mean, why? I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
you go for 2.
Well, you go for 1, then
Yes.
the field goal wins it.
Right. That's a good point.
So they're going to go for 1. Craven in, 30 extra points.
Well, because you got to score again anyway.
Got to score again. And
that's a good point. See, that's
bad snap. Now they got to go for 2. Hustling to the end. Oh, my goodness. Was the holder Justin Seaton. And Justin, welcome to Eastern Region semis.
Oh,
flag down.
That's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, I guarantee you.
Let me tell you, that had to hurt. It was a high snap. I don't know if we have it on replay, but he did the right thing on the high snap. He had to pick it up and run it. Coach David Cox cannot believe it.
Must have been some
a little talking going on.
Yeah, that's my guess after the play, but that's going to be called against the Hornets.
Against Deep Creek, the guy got punished.
And would that be
obviously
the kickoff?
It must have been against the Hornets because Coach David Cox is not happy. Not only do you get punished, you hop up and get an unsportsmanlike penalty.
That scoring summary, 6 plays, 65 yards. Only took a minute 26. The key, the 1-yard Robinson touchdown run, but really a lot of one long run got him down in that territory.
A field goal will tie it now. You're going to have to think they're going to go with the onside kick. You usually don't see Coach David Cox in that special team huddle, but he is indeed there. Jamie Frazier, assistant coach, running his hands through his hair on the sidelines. He can't believe it. Deep Creek cheerleaders still have faith with 2:48 remaining.
17 penalties, 154 yards total between the two teams. That's more penalties than we've seen this whole season. Well, maybe not the whole season, but in any game this season.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, get the Mackey Stats predictions out because I won. And I'm not talking about score. I didn't know who was going to win. I knew it was going to be a close game. Deep Creek to go for the onside kick. Now you can see the way Craven puts the ball on the tee. So I think Hampton now, Coach Mike Smith, that's why he has 290 career victories. I'm sure he knows what's going on. He's out on the field with the special teams unit, and he's going to show them how to line up. That's why he gets the big money.
Timeout, Hampton, for him to come out and do this.
Let me give you some of the names and numbers of guys who are going to be up around the line of scrimmage. You know that Curry's going to be up there, no question. Number 2, Keith Mann will be up there. And you see a lot of 81s and 89s, a lot of receivers. Callaway is up there. Southern is up there.
Actually, Curry's not. Curry's deep.
Okay, Curry is deep.
Well, as deep as it goes.
Craven to kick it now. He's at the far side. His 10 teammates to the near side. Deep Creek also with low numbers in there. And what they hope for is that jump ball situation. Remember, it's got to go to that line just in front of the Crabbers. Here we go. Onside kick, and Hampton wisely falls on it. Southern right there falls on the football.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to go 10 yards if the other team
if he touches it. Charnay Southern does the right thing, falls on the football. More fans will file out here now as it looks like it's going to be Hampton, and they're going to make a run for a 4th consecutive state title. Deep Creek defense can only hope for a poor exchange here. Mike Smith, all his years over there at Hampton, they're not going to make many mistakes here now. You can guarantee that. Marcus Hagans runs from that far sideline and gets the play. Zarif will be split to the top of the screen. He is the man of the hour, the man who had the huge interception to give the Crabbers the lead. They give it to Curry just off the right side. Chad Johnson on the stop. Deep Creek can only stop the clock one time. Curry will get about 4. Let's check that now. Make it a gain of about 2. Ball at the 32-yard line. 2:27 and counting.